Were you surprised he was able to market his mugshot this way? Because I think before really 2015, when he announced that he was running, this would really be a nail in the coffin for a presidential contender. So, what do you
Yeah.
think?
I think that Trump has showed us evidence for since he's been on the political stage that the rules do not apply to him. Right when during the debate with Clinton, when she challenged him on his taxes, and he says, "Yeah, I didn't pay taxes because I'm smart. That means I'm smart." And what for some like, no, that means that you're breaking the law. For others, like, see how savvy he is. He's able to subvert, what we normal common folk get are obliged to do. If only we could be that smart. Trump he's been very successful at his ability to subvert what seems to be one thing and making it something else. Now, whether that's good or bad, that depends on how you see the world. That too is subjective, but it's a skill in the way it's done. But unfortunately, it has very, very costly ramifications.
What are those costly ramifications? Can you dive a little deeper in there for us?
I mean, when we subvert reality in such a way that matches our worldview, even though they are detrimental to democracy, even though they pit people against each other in an act of combating civility, they lead to tearing at the fabric of society in a very meaningful way. And that is costly, and that is quite dangerous. So while it may serve him and his needs and wants and political and business aspirations, I think ultimately it becomes detrimental to the fabric of society, what we call American culture. So such divisiveness has helped him and people who are within his faction. But I think by and large, they've created chaos for society. And those things are quite dangerous.
Do you think, in turn, then, any other leader could really use this marketing strategy to their own personal advantage like he has? Because for years, he's been described by many as Teflon Don.
Yeah, yeah. We've seen leaders do this. We think about the war on wokeness. Wokeness it's sort of been refashioned as a negative thing, where the idea of being woke come from the predominant black community as a way of communicating a state of consciousness, of being aware of the things around you, and this was considered to be a very positive thing to be woke. But that language has been subverted, refashioned, reworked to be now a negative thing, and they have driven political dogma and political gains in such a way that has been detrimental to people, especially people who look like me. CRT, similar in nature. These things have benefited the political aspirations of groups of people while being oppressive and violent for people who aren't of the same ilk. So Teflon Don, I mean, we'll see how well that title holds up, that moniker holds up, considering all the legal trouble he's found himself in. Some of which seems to be the results are going to be evident in the evidence that's mounting against him. But either way, I think that while these things provide benefits in their ability to influence behavior, we have to be very mindful about what are the consequences thereof. And the reworking of the mugshot, the reframing of CRT, the reframing of wokeness, the war on culture, and all these things, these cultural roles we find ourselves in, while they may have some temporal benefit for those who are doing the reworking, I think they have significant negative, destructive implications on society writ large.